I'm a cop, remember? I suppose you know about Tommy.
Yeah, I've heard rumbles.
I don't get it, Bart. I just don't get it.
Did anything happen recently to upset Tommy?
There's nothing the matter with that boy.
Well, what are you going to tell the court then?
That's why I came to see you,
You want me to appear for Tommy?
if you have the time.
I'll make time. Now, you know about Tommy's record. Has he ever been in trouble before?
Not really. It was an accident.
What?
He broke a drugstore window about a month ago. I paid for it.
It was an accident, huh?
What else? What reason would a kid have?
Louise know about it?
Well, I didn't want to upset her.
Now, Keith, I'm not a psychiatrist, but I have seen cases like this. A boy loses his father. He's left with only his mother. Now, she loves him and spoils him, lets him get away with murder. Then she remarries. Now, maybe the stepfather does something to awaken hostilities in the boy.
Why?
Well, all kids his age resent authority. On top of that, you're a police officer.
Tommy doesn't resent me. We get along great.
Do you?
I've tried my best to make him like me.
And have you succeeded?
Now you're talking like Louise.
Well, you seem to know all the answers. What do you suggest I tell the court at Tommy's hearing?
Well, say anything you want, but don't say I can't handle my own kid.
You're allowing your ambition to blind you to the fact that you have a problem at home.
You're wrong, Bart. I don't know why Tommy did it, but it wasn't to spite me. Do it my way, will you? He'll get off. In a couple of weeks, it'll be forgotten. I'll handle him.
All right, Keith. But be careful. It's not easy to handle a live time bomb.
Now, Mr. Matthews, let me understand you clearly. As a friend of the court and of the defendant, you admit to no mitigating circumstances for this offense.
Well, Your Honor, the boy has a very fine record. I don't believe that he was motivated by criminal intent.
You ask me to pass off an act of burglary, a felony, as a harmless, boyish prank?
No, sir.
Then what intent do you imply?
Well, the defendant admits his guilt and throws himself on the mercy of the court.
And since Captain Williams is a police officer, you want me to recognize that fact in your plea for probation.
That's right, sir.
Why did you steal those articles, Tommy?
I don't know.
You had no reason?
I guess I didn't.
Captain Williams, juvenile delinquency is an increasing problem. Do you expect me to set this boy free without any attempt at correction?
Your Honor, the boy lost his father when he was 10. He's been without a firm hand. Put him on probation and I'll guarantee you he doesn't get into any more trouble.
Why haven't you been able to prevent this incident?
I had no idea what he was up to.
That's why this case is all the more important. You're a police captain. What sort of example are you setting for other parents?
It's not fair for you to discriminate against this boy because of my position.
Keith. Captain Williams, it is the decision of this court that Thomas Haynes be remanded to the custody of the probation department and confined to the industrial school for a period of 6 months.
Oh, no.
Young man, is there anything you wish to say?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry I've caused my parents so much trouble.
During the next 2 months, I saw little of Keith Williams. He had his problems, I had mine. One day, I received a message from Sergeant Peters, Keith's right-hand man. I found him in the basement, the police range.
I didn't waste any time.
Well, my office said it was urgent, and I was in the neighborhood.
You'd think I could shoot one of these things after 20 years, but no. Still have to qualify every month.
How many rounds do you shoot?
24. Reloads. Trustees make them. It's cheaper that way. How are things around the Hall of Justice?
Oh, quiet.
Not bad for a pencil pusher, huh?
Okay. How are things at headquarters?
Oh, busy. Lots of visitors. Denver, Salt Lake, Portland.
The assistant chief's job is wide open, huh?
They didn't come here to look at the Pacific.
Well, what about the captain? Isn't he still in the running?
You seen him lately?
No.
You wouldn't know him.
I wish I could help.
Well, you can. Do you ever read out-of-town newspapers?
Sometimes.
Old ones?
No, not often.
You should. You learn things.
Like what?
Like why a boy makes his father eat his heart out?
I thought I knew the reason.
Not all of it. You'll find the rest of it in the Kansas City papers. April the 12th, 6 years ago. Bank holdup. It might help.
Thanks. How'd you do?
Couple of bullseyes.
Very good. I hope I could do as well.
More coffee? Let's take in a movie. We haven't been out of the house in weeks. Why don't you say something? Don't sit there like a dummy. Say something. Say anything you want, but say something.
Somebody's at the door.
Yeah, what do you...
Well, maybe I'd better come back another time.
I'm sorry. Come on in, Bart.
Where's Louise?
In the kitchen.
Do you mind calling her? I'd like to talk to her.
What about?
Well, about you, for one thing, and Tommy.
Look, Tommy's my problem. I'll handle it my way.
Maybe. But first, you'd better know the facts. Why he ruined your chances of becoming assistant chief. Why he tried to break up your marriage.
What are you driving at, Bart?
Well, I read a story in a Kansas City newspaper about the death of Tommy's father. And it wasn't in the obituary column.
I'm listening.
Well, it gave me an insight into the why of Tommy's actions.
What is it?
Shall I tell him, Louise?
Go ahead, Bart. He has to know sometime.
Tommy's father was killed by a policeman.
Why didn't you tell me?
I don't know why. I wanted to at first, but I told myself it wouldn't make any difference. And then later on, I was afraid it would.
It wasn't an accident. He and 2 other men tried to hold up a bank. They got him.
What difference does it make now? The damage has been done.
Oh, you can't give up now, Keith. If all of this will help to straighten out Tommy, the other things may fall into place.
Louise, honey. If you'd only told me. If you'd only told me.
The next morning, I told Judge Langley the facts we didn't have 2 months before. He agreed to ask for Tommy's release if the school superintendent approved. I went that afternoon to Superintendent Corley of the industrial school.
Yeah, very nice.
Yes, sir, Bart. You ought to get some outdoor exercise, too. And there's nothing like duck hunting.
I wish I had the time.
Come in. Hi. Matthews has some news for you, Tommy.
Sit down, Tommy.
Well, I'll leave you two alone. Nice to